penis!
And here we are. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Soundtale Productions, Heroes of Histaeria, Unearthed Inheritance. As you can see, we have an amazing new overlay, courtesy of Shannon over at Artificer's Workshop. Thank you for making us look so much better than we are. Okay.
Amazing.
Damn.
What do I put that?
That's crazy.
So, okay, before we hop into tonight's adventure, let's take a quick round and say hello to our players. We're going to start with Button.
Hello, I am Button. I am Blue Button on social media. My pronouns are they, them, so are Cressida's. You can also find me on Sundays over at twitch.tv/Tales Archived for the Known Realms to Lush game. And next week, on March 16th, you can find me over at Dice Cream Sandwich for the Astral Academy mini-campaign.
That's Button.
That's it for now. Who's next?
Alec.
Hi, everybody. My name is Alec. My pronouns are he, him. Gorge, hi there.
Hi, guys.
Said your wife is acting very silly. No, I said she was fucking goofy. Hi, everybody. My name is Alec. My pronouns are he, him. You can find me all places on the internet at Tales Archived. I play Finn Reese, Yoten Blood Fighter here in Unearthed Inheritance. You can find me as the Archivist over at Known Realms to Lush. We got some other really fun stuff cooking with a few everybody here that should be coming soon. So check that out. Check it out. Wink, Hannah.
Yellow. I'm Hannah. I am playing Mystery tonight. You're gonna find out.
You're playing tonight. We don't know who.
Hey, yeah. You're gonna see. Give it time.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be good. You can find me on Instagram, Hannah May Hooray, if you'd like. We will drop some links here in a moment. And pronouns she, her. Let's go.
Alrighty.
Let's go.
And guys, my name... Oops, sorry, pulled the wire. Guys, my name is David. I will be your GM this evening. My pronouns are he, him. You catch me over here at Stealthy Elf Productions as the game master for this game, Unearthed Inheritance, as well as the other campaign, Sansi Saga. And you can also catch me over at Tales Archived in the Known Realms to Lush campaign, playing Whistle, the Hobgoblin Fighter.
Yo, I love rushing Known Realms to Lush.
The Known Rush campaign. Okay, guys, anything else we want to go through before we hop in? Before we disappear into imagination? Hannah's back.
Hannah's back from the dead, baby.
For now.
Hannah's back again.
Okay, let's hop in then.
Yeah, this music's way too happy.
This music's way too upbeat. Well, give me a second.
Fuck campaign
I
are we
want
playing
something
in?
that
Let's
tears
see.
my heart out of my butt.
That's a long way to go, but I'm gonna
How
try.
do you make me feel that way?
So, let's see.
Anybody else share that feeling?
Yeah, right? Sometimes I just get this tickle in my tummy. It's my heart. Guys, before we pick up with the events of the previous session, we do have to take a brief moment to meet somebody. Maybe reunite with somebody. We find ourselves earlier in the day, but not much earlier in the day. We are out beyond the ruins of Dameril. So here, make sure I get my... We are out beyond the ruins of Dameril, and we instead find ourselves now in the flood-stricken farmlands. Out here, amongst the debris displaced by the last wave, is the decaying corpse of some unfortunate sea creature. You can see a murder of crows as they work away to scavenge what they can, utterly oblivious until the sound of a bowstring. And suddenly, one of its members falls. The murder of crows flies away, and Shortly thereafter, a large white wolf pads its way up to the kill, scoops it up loosely in its jaws, and delicately brings it back over to the edge of the forest and passes it off to a hand that emerges from the bush. Hannah, if you could please describe your character for us.
So, this character is a tall, slender, elven woman with studded leather armor and a longbow, a quiver of arrows with various colored fletchings. Is that what they're called? Yeah. She's got pale skin, dark auburn hair with a braid down the center and 2 braids on either side, as you can see. And she looks like she's been living in the wilderness for a little while. She reaches for the dead crow from the wolf and grabs it from her mouth and says, "Good girl, Toka."
There's a wag of the
And
tail.
begins to, gives her little pets, little snugs, and begins to cook, like take the feathers out and start the process of cooking it up to eat it.
Yeah.
She does throw some scraps to Telka because obviously wolves don't eat cooked meat. So
Sure. Yeah. You find yourself in like a little broken down, hollowed out farmhouse. This area you can see from where you are. You see wide open crop fields that are now washed away by the last wave. And you see, where you currently reside is the hollowed out remnants of a farmhouse that would have probably serviced that field just at the edge of it. But it's abandoned now. People probably had bigger issues. You see, as you look around, again, sea creatures, overturned lifeboats, buoys, all manner of things, furniture, all manner of things, just distributed debris left by the last wave. As you finish up with your feathered friend, you cook it. It's pretty early in the day still. You eat what you can. It's a pretty meager meal. I mean, it's a crow. It's a pretty muscly little bird. But you do eventually continue your way forward, heading north through this area. Tulka up ahead, kind of leading the way as you make your way past the fields. You continue to walk for quite some time, but it's still twilight. You know you woke up early in the morning, and it's still fairly early in the morning, you would gather. But the time of day doesn't really ever seem to change. Up ahead, you find yourself passing a copse of wave-swept trees. They're all leaning in the same direction. The canopy of it is just kind of tilted over to the side as they're kind of all leaning on top of each other. You can see the roots pulled out of the earth, kind of just hanging lifelessly now as you kind of pass underneath this overturned canopy. Tulka, walking at your side, begins to sniff the air. Ears pick up, and you see as she pauses, a low growl begins to rumble in the wolf, and she kind of begins to dog trot her way up towards the end of the trees.
I follow quietly.
Okay. You follow quietly, kind of keeping low, going, stepping carefully, making sure that you don't make too much noise, but still at a brisk pace. Tulka gets to the end of the copse, looks out beyond the corner, and as you emerge out of the same side, you look up, and the first thing that gets your attention is that the sky is dominated by a giant, gargantuan object, like a massive top floating in the sky. You can see electricity kind of crackling off of it, these geometric patterns kind of emanating from the central spire of it. And as you're observing it, as it's taking off, you see a flash in the sky, so a glimmer, something catches your eye, and as you kind of hone in on what it is, you see a golden dragon. You see a golden dragon as it twists through the air, and you see it pull up alongside an open, damaged section of the hull of this strange craft as it's taking off. The dragon does what is apparently some very flashy, tricky maneuver where it seems to catapult a giant individual, a large individual, in through the damaged section of the hull with a very kind of like twist and a flourish, and kind of banks and pushes their way inside. Dragon kind of, you see it climb onto the section of the hull that it just threw the giant into. There's a flash of light, and then it kind of crawls inside, and you see the ship continue to take off. What do you do as this is happening ahead of you, way in this distance?
Well, first I want to get some cover.
Okay.
Try to remain unseen.
Yeah, there's that whole section of trees next to you. You kind of tuck right back in.
Yeah, and I watch that happen, and I think I just stop and wait and think to myself, hold on a second. I once knew a golden dragon.
Oh, did you know?
And I think, could this be the same? So I get a little closer, I think.
Okay.
And this ship is like, I've never seen this.
You've never
right?
seen this. No, this is alien to you. You've heard, I mean, the invasion's been going on for months, right? The monarch, the red moon appeared in the sky. Aliens fell down. Shit's been going down everywhere you've been as you've traveled from the savannah, the Misteel savannas far to the south, to this region in the north, to this peninsula. Every community you've come across has been affected by the invasion of these strange mechanical aliens. And then, of course, there was the last wave, right? A catastrophic tidal event where the seas of the world were siphoned. And you've been traveling for quite some time, but even despite all your travels and all that you've seen, you've never seen one of these ships.
Yeah. So I'm going to get closer and just try to investigate maybe like the part of the ship that I can see.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it's quite far off in the distance, but yourself and Tolka start to kind of move up. It's miles away. I mean, close enough that you can see the golden dragon get in, right? And give me a perception check.
Yeah. So I was gonna say that I would like to hunt prey basically on Cuthbert.
Okay.
Or who I assume to be Cuthbert.
Sure.
Just to give myself bonuses to track.
Sure.
So perception will be 20 total.
20 total. 20 you saw the dragon, the golden dragon. You can identify that it was a golden dragon, and you can maybe assume that it's Cuthbert. That's up to you. But you did spy at least two other riders, or two individuals. There was the giant that was thrown by the rope. I mean, being an individual of large stature, easily identifiable from far away. And then the other individual, you can kind of tell, you see the telltale golden locks of Cress, and maybe a horn. Oh, actually, no, you would have seen them with a horn, right? Did Cress have the horn by the time they might have met?
No. I don't. Well,
Level
yeah.
3?
No, actually, yeah.
If it was in this world, then
Yeah.
probably.
Because we were playing Pathfinder then.
Yeah. So yeah, but you can make your way up towards the ship, and as you kind of now moving with a bit more purpose, yourself and Telka kind of traveling swiftly through the underbrush, along the trees. You hop some fences, and you come over a rise, and you see unfolding out before you the town of Dameril in ruins, just absolutely destroyed by the wave. This was a seaside town. You can easily tell that this is where the wave hit first and hardest. and the dock is in ruins, the buildings are in shambles, roofs are caved in, right? You see the ship, and as you've been moving your way forward, the ship has steadily been climbing higher and higher and higher until, as you get closer and closer to the town, as you kind of like start making your way down the ledge and the rise, and you got a few more miles out towards the town, you see it begin to descend again. It's maybe a matter of an hour or two, but you're coming up on the edge of town. Maybe about another 40 minutes out when the ship touches down. And from where you're at, you find another, high-rise position. And you can almost make out Cuthbert again as kind of travels upwards towards a building close towards the top of the hill in town. One of the buildings that was high enough that it's still at least it still has walls and a roof on it.
Yeah, so I think I'm just gonna head towards town.
Yeah.
And I mean, this could be people I know.
This could be people you know.
So I would like to just head towards town and look for them.
Okay. And with that, Hannah, we're gonna pop over from you, and we're gonna hop back over to Cress and Finn. And Cress and Finn, I'm gonna give you guys your own little recap here, because you guys are in kind of a different scenario. You guys are in the order of events that we all know and love, right? So, in the previous installment of our adventure, Cress and Finn, you dared to accomplish something thus far entirely unheard of. Not only had you challenged the fractal, you somehow succeeded in commandeering it. And amidst this wild venture, you also discovered and disrupted the dastardly alliance of the Aboleth Prana-Trufan and the Axiomite known as Sparklefart. In the end, however, your victory was not freely earned. Sparklefart did exact Dex's life as the toll before it fell. From the fractal, you learned a great deal about the Monarch and possible reason for its assault on your world. Such information, though enlightening, fell far from justifying the atrocities that have befallen you since the alien moon's arrival. You then descended from the ship into the town of Dameril, where you were greeted by members of the Crimson Circle cult. These fish folk, devoted to the worshipping of the monarch, seem to believe you all to be prophets or teachers of their faith, entities bearing the title Equator. Cress cunningly saw no reason to dispel them of their misinterpretation, and embraced the benefits thereof instead. You convinced the fish folk that other incoming visitors were to be treated as Equators as well, and thus welcome in the town. Almost on cue, Gron arrived to test your caper, and it seems that it was effective. Shortly after sharing the news of Dex's death with Gron, the draconically blessed Nephilim stalked off to the tavern. You all followed, carrying the weight of your comrade's loss physically and emotionally. In the grips of grappling with these consequences, you all became aware that you were not alone in the tavern that you now found yourself in. In fact, drinking by himself quietly in the corner is an old pirate possessed of a sickly pallor, grisly demeanor. You've all just encountered Captain Magnus, and you have discreetly confirmed him to be a former associate of Prana-Trufan's, the Aboleth. So, this is where we will return, and let's see what happens as the captain leans back in the chair that he's in. So, it seems I am in need of a business partner, given that the fate of my previous one is in the good fate of my previous one is in some doubt now.
What's your business?
Well, such information is things I'd like to be sharing with potential allies. And he kind of looks you up and down. But before I reveal exactly all my secrets, I think I'd request a favor. And I tell you what you'd like. I'd answer your questions.
All right, what happens if we don't do you a favor?
Then I carry on drinking by me lonesome. But I'll say this. You have a look about y'all, and I have a theory or two ticking in me old head about who you may be. And let's just say that I might have information you find particularly valuable. So.
Was Finn going to say something?
Yeah,
It seemed like he was.
Yeah.
I don't think he is at this point, no.
Okay, can I make a perception check to sense motive?
You certainly can. What are you trying to sense from him?
Whether or not he actually has information that might be interesting to us, or if this is purely like it's obviously a hook, but is it
Sure.
a lie and a hook?
Sure.
Or is it legitimate?
Okay.
That is an 11 on the dice for a total of 25.
25. 25 is a good roll. I would say with a 25, as you kind of look him over, it's not a critical success, but you seem to get the impression that he believes that the information he has will be valuable to you. He's confident in that. Now, of course, though, as you observe him trying to discern, any sort of tics or anything that might betray his intentions, I mean, you take a good look at the man, and it's unsettling. His eye tends to kind of like droop and kind of twist and pull at itself, and as it kind of goes back up, every time he smiles, you can almost see his teeth seem to kind of wobble in the gums as they kind of sink in and out. His skin seems to crawl and move of its own volition, or at least without him knowing.
I think unconsciously, Cress's tattoos, which are always a little bit in motion, kick up, and they start to move at a greater pace, the waves crashing across their neck and down their arm, the canaries flying around one of their eyes and then to the other, and then down their neck, down their arm, or along their hands. And I think almost in competition with this fluidity in Captain Magnus, Cress is feeling so threatened that they start matching what he's doing, almost like two birds kind of
like posturing and
puffing out, posturing and puffing out their wings.
Yeah.
Can I think Finn is very similar to Cress, on edge about this man indicating that he knows things about us. Can I do a perception check to see if that is truthful or if he is bluffing?
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead, roll. This will be a sense motive as well.
Okay, cool. Because I think there's like a Finn's like, I'm a fucking nobody. I don't know what you know about me.
How would you know anything about me?
Like
nobody.
Okay. Sense motive. 25 as well.
25 as well. I'll say you get a similar kind of vibe. At least he appears to. Again, he exudes confidence. I will say this for he exudes confidence in his information that he seems to possess, and certainly seems to suggest that he knows something about you. Or at least more that you may believe that he knows.
He feels he's confident that he knows something about us.
Yes, especially, and that you don't know about it. That you don't know that he knows. You know that he knows that you don't know that he knows.
Yeah. I'm picking up what you're putting down. We're getting about 7 layers of Kevin.
You know what I'm saying?
A language Ouroboros.
I know what you're saying. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think I know. I think I know. Okay.
Button, do you know what we're talking about here?
All right. So what's the favor you want of us?
Well, this is just to be clear, it's a favor for me to feel a bit more comfortable, more at ease, divulging my secrets. And it's quite simple. You clearly have me outnumbered. 3 of you and a dragon to boot. So,
It's a canary. I don't know what you mean.
don't play games with me.
Yeah.
The big man and the dragon, they wait outside. Grant, you're a decent sort. I'll allow you to stay. And Grant kind of is like, okay, sure.
I just have a question for you. Did Pathfinder2e do you any favors?
Kind of looks at you, Finn, and I think you're just kind of riding your previous sense motive. As the eyes kind of go, Cress's display seem to give him a little bit more. You kind of set him at ease dealing with them, but as the eyes kind of fall back over to you, they get hard. As he kind of looks you in the eye, and he kind of holds your stare. And as he does so, you can see his eye kind of shift from color to color. And as he does so, he kind of sneers. There's just something downright unsettling about you now, ain't there?
What a crazy thing for you to say.
I've seen more judgmental looks by better men. So yours mean nothing to me.
Well, then perhaps you best go find some better men that know what I know.
Finn will look between Cress and Gron. It's up to you.
I was about to say the same thing to you. Let me make something very clear to you, Captain. If we're gonna be in business, that includes Finn. So you show some fucking respect or it's a non-starter. Do I make myself clear?
Roll intimidation.
Alright.
Can I give a circumstance bonus by my unsettling presence?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay. What do you want me to roll? Performance?
You can roll
Or
or
intimidation?
intimidation, I think. But so, Cress, hold on your roll. Let's get Finn's first for the
Okay.
aid.
Natural
look pretty
20 for
pleased.
28.
That's a +2. As Finn, you kind of look back, and maybe to
I
you
think
it's
that-
nothing.
I think that arc of electricity just sort of begins to bounce through the scales. Unintentionally. I don't think it's purposeful.
Cress, what'd you get?
I rolled a 19 on the die and I have a +10, so that would be 29, but we have a +2 for a 31.
31.
Yeah.
That is a critical success as well. As the captain, as you demand Finn be treated with respect, pulls the hands back and says, "Apologies. I'll admit, my manners have been lacking of late. But you must understand, times them being what they are, you've got to be careful about who your friends might be."
I couldn't agree more.
My apologies, Master, if I'd insult you.
All is fine. Now, would you still prefer me to wait outside, or are you good to speak freely here, sir?
Why, if I had a preference, indeed it would be outside. The fact that y'all outnumber me still stands.
I'll look at Cuthbert.
It's kind of like
I
in
know.
canary form.
He looks between Gron and Cress. I know that I'll learn everything that I need to learn from you all. I trust you. You're all far better at talking than me anyways. So, I'll sit outside with Cuth.
You two look out for each other, all right?
Always. You two as well. Kind of leans down to Cress. Time for business. He bumps him in the shoulder.
I'm not built for that.
I just saw different. Good luck.
Thank you.
Finn and Cuth, if he follows, will go outside.
Yeah. Does a little flitter by Cress, kind of hops on your shoulder, kind of makes the way over tick, 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 up to your ear, kind of pecks and nibbles at your ear just lightly. And as he does so, you hear in your mind, I'm just outside.
You just take care of you, and you take care of Finn. If anything's scary, you come to me. I don't care what Captain What's-His-Nuts said. Into his mind.
He kind of nuzzles. He goes, yes, you got it. Hops back over, flutters back over to Finn. Finn, yourself.
Sorry to interrupt. Just want to say, welcome, Raiders. Thanks for watching.
Oh, hello, Raiders.
Hello.
Welcome. We're just playing a little Pathfinder. Finn, you make your way out through the door. The little golden canary flutters, lands on your shoulder, and kind of nestles into your beard and your luscious hair. As you step back out onto the fountain, out towards the fountain. Cress, you're left in the chamber now, in this broken down tavern, with Gron, the Nephilim, and Captain Magnus, who, as the door closes and creaks behind Finn, kind of leans, pulls a couple bottles out, slides it across the table, and goes, "Well, now that's just a little bit lighter, isn't it?"
I think you and I have different value judgments when it comes to character.
That may be. Now, on that subject, what sort of character is it that you value then?
The good ones.
It's a matter of perspective, one would say.
It is indeed. So, we've done you a favor agreeing to this term. Right?
Agreed.
Do me a favor, tell me what you think you know about me.
Well, I think you and your friends are agents of a much higher power than you might be willing to divulge. I think that you're someone important. Someone that perhaps looking to rebel against a certain monarch.
I don't know if you noticed, but that monarch ain't here anymore. I don't need to rebel against it.
Ah, well then, explain to me this. How is it that I see a red moon eaten by a dragon made of stars, and then, just a few hours later, such a ship as one that serves the monarch being assaulted by a dragon as well? Now there's a certain common theme amongst them.
Do you think I'm allied with the dragon in Moldon Ordon too? It's bordering on racist.
I know nothing about no dragon in Moldon or Don, but
Alright.
a dragon that eats a moon and a dragon that attacks a ship that is allied to such moon makes me wonder, makes me believe that you have allies in high places.
You asked us to go into business and did not give us the nature of that business.
A transaction. You have something I want.
What might that be?
Well, darling, what's a captain without a ship?
That vessel spoken for.
Is it now? And by whom
Yeah, it is.
might it be spoken for?
I don't know if that's your business, but I'll get back in touch with you if the captain deems it so.
Well, you see, a captain like myself would do great things with a ship like that.
Yeah, what kind of great?
looks. Eyes kind of drift from the ship outside through a grimy, broken window, through like a cracked glass pane. The eyes drift from looking at the crystalline snowflake ship that is the Fractal, and begins to look out towards the harbor, drifting across the broken hulls of the sailing vessels that were there. They look around the tavern room, and as he does so, you can kind of see they fall upon ship wheels, anchors, old riggings, nets, that sort of like. There's a very nautical theme to this space, obviously. Broken now in the apocalypse. This place was more than it was once. This place was once more than it is now, as you can imagine. I'd like to restore it to its former glory.
Everything now is less than it was. I don't know if giving you that ship will actually change any of that.
Well, with that ship, I'd certainly be able to put up a better defense than I currently could against anyone that would try to retake my town. But here I am getting ahead of myself. Can't be my town while its invaders still inhabit it. Isn't that true?
That is certainly true.
So, perhaps I offer just a bit more then for this ship. Let me offer my terms in full before you decide on your buyer, let's say. Unless that deal is set in stone.
What are your terms?
In exchange for the vessel, I'd offer you several things. The first, assuming you are an enemy of the ones I think you're enemies of, then you can count me an ally. Under the condition that, when we're done, I'm free to rebuild this town as I see fit. Condition 2. I'd give you information about your enemy. A weakness in their armor, as it were. Something that might give you an edge. I know things, you see. And that brings me to the third thing I can offer you. Knowledge about where persons of interest might be.
Persons of interest to whom?
Persons of interest to those that would be enemies of the monarch.
You are gonna be just... You are gonna have to be a little more specific. I understand that's not your forte or your interest. But as it stands, this is not a particularly interesting offer.
And what be the other offer then for that ship?
Let me be clear. This offer is not going to me, but to the person who's been promised that vessel.
Promised by whom?
Me. I'm an intermediary. I keep my word. I hope you can appreciate that as a value in a potential ally. So if you want what I, as an intermediary, could propose, then you're gonna have to sweeten this deal.
Well then, it sounds like we've got quite a bit to discuss. And I think we're going to take a quick moment. We're going to hop away from you, Cress and Magnus, as the two of you begin this negotiation. Hannah. I almost said things. I almost said names and spoiled things. Although at this point, I think some of us know what's going on. Hannah, you have been making your way closer to town. Your wolf companion at your side. And as you're coming up towards the edge of town, you see a hobgoblin, well armed, and as she walks up the path towards town, roll me a perception check, please.
$27.
With a 27, as you observe this hobgoblin walking in the center of the road, keeping eyes directly ahead of her, you can see she's walking with a sense of purpose, but what your eyes catch beyond her are the shifting of shadows behind a cart, the rocking of a barrel, and you see two bugbears moving from hiding spot to hiding spot, escorting this individual, but not obviously walking with her. You can piece this together. You've encountered hobgoblins before. You've encountered goblinkin before. You know that this is a trap. Anybody that tries to mess with her, she's bait, right? Anybody that tries to mess with her won't see the bugbears coming, kind of thing. But you do see the bugbears, and from the looks of it, they don't see you. But you can approach the hobgoblin, you can approach the bugbears, you can do whatever you like. This is a role-playing game, so play your role.
I think I will just stealthily follow behind the bugbears, just to see where they're going, without drawing attention to myself.
Okay.
And Tolka, at this point, on the edge of town, I kind of send her off, and I say, not safe for you here. I'll meet you on the edge of town. Go.
The eyes look at you as you descend into town, moving from boulder to shrubs, and then finally to an overturned cart. And as you look back, as you move from site to site, Tulka's sitting there at the edge of town, watching your every move. And by the last time you look back, she's gone.
Good girl.
You make your way up. Let's get a stealth check from you.
All right.
You can go ahead and roll it.
It's a natural 1.
You do have a hero point to start off. Everybody
Yeah, I
gets a
don't wanna
starting
use it
hero
yet.
point. Natural 1. Okay.
That's okay.
Okay. It's a natural 1. I'll say you were moving up behind the hobgoblin and the bugbears. The bugbears kind of broke line of sight with you as you were getting a little bit closer. And as you kind of panic, thinking like, shit, I lost them, right? And you kind of move up a little bit quicker. You don't see a bucket that was overturned. You end up kicking it. It rolls out into the road, and as it does so, it hits an oar, right? Which in turn, gets caught in some netting that kind of pulls down an overturned lifeboat that pulls as it kind of falls out. You can see there was actually propping up a wall that was already broken in the flood that kind of crumbles as half a building just. And as it does so, as the rubble clears, you're standing on the other side of it. It's the hobgoblin's just looking back at you as the dust clears. And he's like...
I stop.
Draws a weapon. Who are you?
Hello. It was not how I intended to make my entrance. I don't mean you any harm. I'm looking for someone.
Don't mean me any harm, is it? Oh, whistle coming out. It's just a hobgoblin thing. Don't mean me any harm, is it? Well, I will be the judge of that. Lug, mug, as the two bugbears kind of appear. Both have nets in their hands as they're kind of approaching towards you. At this point, Finn, you're sitting outside of the tavern. Cuthbert on your shoulder, still in canary form, kind of flutters from shoulder to shoulder. Kind of poking at your ear, and going, "Hey Finn,
Hmm.
hey Finn, hey Finn.
Yes. Yep.
Do you think it's going well?"
I think that Gron and Cress are more capable than they would like to believe in moments like these. I think it's going well. And I think, if anything, they're keeping this Captain Magnus person honest. Or as honest as someone as kind of thinks of the skin writhing, slimy as that individual is capable of.
Yeah, I didn't like him. He's kind of, I don't know. And
He makes your tummy hurt.
Finn, as you say that, off in the distance, you hear the crumbling of a building. As you look out, you can see fish folk rushing down the road. You can see a plume of dust rising. And Cuthbert goes, "What's that?
I don't know.
Should we get Cress? Should we check it out? I can get Cress if you want to check it out."
We should check it out.
Okay. Finn, yourself and Cuthbert make your way there. As you're pulling up, Farryn, you have your hands up, right, trying to appease the hobgoblin. The bugbears are both kind of approaching you cautiously, and one goes, "Drop your weapons." The other one goes, "Listen to him." They've got very identical voices.
Why are they baby?
They're drop your weapons.
Drop your weapons. Come on, stop.
Hey, drop your weapon.
Put it down.
Put it down slowly. No sudden moves.
It's like Andre the Giant in Princess Bride.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
I mean, I start to slowly take off my bow and put it on the ground.
Okay.
I'm just looking for someone.
Well, you found someone. Someone in particular, though? And at this point, you see fishfolk, Farryn, starting to come in, and you see the silhouette of a large man appearing just around the corner of the house as Finn kind of walks up. And Finn will say you join the scene around this point.
And I obviously recognize the bugbears and the hobgoblin.
You obviously recognize the bugbears and the hobgoblin, and they have an elf at gunpoint.
I think trying to follow Cress's lead with the fish folk, knowing that like a group is forming, everything is fine. The equitors are taking care of it. Please return to your homes and wait until further instruction.
The fish folk all kind of, as you kind of come out and you start making your announcement, you see a lot of them, even despite your gentle demeanor, a lot of them kind of, as they kind of scurry away from you, Finn. You see Koku amongst them and goes, "Of course, my lord. Is that one not an equitor, sir?"
That is being investigated at the moment. Please return to your homes. Make sure that your people are safe.
Absolutely, absolutely. Come, people, back to the manor.
Okay.
For the
Wait.
monarch.
By the monarch! Hey, everyone. Is it what? Hello there. Talking to the woman fucking out at gunpoint. Hi there.
Do I recognize this person as the one who was flung into the ship?
I would say so. There are not a lot of
Yeah.
people quite with the Jotun blood stature.
Big boy.
Yeah, yeah.
Big boy.
I look at you and cock my head, feeling a little uncomfortable for some reason. You were with Cress and Cuthbert.
He looks at Cuthbert and because Finn can speak telepathically to Cuthbert, correct?
Yeah. Or you can reach out,
Right.
like if you reach out with your blanket,
Yeah.
you can find him.
I think he'll just say, "Do you recognize her, Cuthbert?"
Yes, I know this one. This one's a friend. And as Cuthbert, a canary
Weapons
flutters
down.
off of the
Weapons
shoulder and
down.
kind of makes her way towards you. And goes, Nixus goes, "You're certain you know this one."
If Cuthbert trusts her, I trust her. Put your weapons down.
That kind of holds the gun on you a little bit longer, Farryn, and goes, "You got me in a good mood today." and puts the gun back down, holsters it.
I pick up my bow.
Finn walks forward with a hand extended to shake. Yes, I know. You know them?
Cress is a very old friend of mine,
Well,
as is Cuthbert.
good. That's comforting. I'm sure they'd love to see a friendly face. I'm Finn, a more recent friend, but a friend all the same.
Any friend of Cress's is a friend of mine.
I'm sorry. And your name?
Yes, I am Farryn. Farryn Balmiar.
Farryn Balmiar. Finn Reese. Pleasure.
Indeed.
They're
Is Cress nearby?
yes, they're speaking to like a slimy individual, I think, doing some business. Have you heard of a Captain Magnus before?
Not likely, no.
No, I'm not from around here.
Worth a shot. Well, they're talking business, but I was asked to wait outside, so you can wait with Cuth and I if you like.
Certainly.
And who's your friend?
Oh, Tolka's back in.
Tolka's
the
not in.
woods.
Okay, got it.
You will wait, Tolka.
But Nixus looks to you and goes, "You and the elf were successful, I see."
Oh, are you talking to me?
Yes, you.
I'll respond once you say their name with the proper respect.
You people. And kind of begins walking and goes, Where are they? We have business to finish.
Finn keeps walking. He has not referred to them with their name.
Yeah, that's fair. As Nixus just kind of follows stubbornly, but does not concede. Stubborn, a very stubborn individual.
I don't think I don't think Finn is going to get, I don't think that's what he's looking for, but he's like, they have a name, you could say it. So do I. You could say it. But
Farryn just looks at Nixus with a look of disgust.
I wish I could say you'd get used to it, but I'm not used to it yet.
I'm not here to
Never
make
met a
friends.
hobgoblin I like.
Well, you're not going to with that attitude. But yes, we can wait here. Long journey?
Yes. Long journey ahead as well.
Where are you headed, if you don't mind my asking?
I'm headed north. I'm looking for... And she looks at you. Is Cuthbert still...
Yeah, Cuthbert's like, at this
Flitting
point,
on
Cuthbert's
your
just kind of flittering around the two of you. Kind of landing on both shoulders and kind of, hopping. And you can hear occasional spurts in your mind, Farryn, that you've not heard before, obviously. It says, "Good to see you."
That's new.
It's been so long, and kind of lands on your top of your head and kind of like pulls at your hair a little bit.
Very, very good to see you as well, my friend. How are you? How is Cress?
I don't know. Something happened to one of our friends. Something bad.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
At this point, Cress, back where you were discussing with Magnus, the two of you are in the midst of your discussion when just around the time that you start to hear the commotion outside, the crumbling building. Sounds like some sort of commotion.
That it does. Let me be clear. That ship is way more than you have offered so far. It just is. So I'm gonna let you rethink your offer. I'm gonna go talk to the prospective captain. And you need to think about what's in our best interest. Because as it stands, I don't see you getting that vessel. And you want it. I understand.
Very well. You see to your business outside, and I'll be here, contemplating my options.
Braun, you with me?
So the options are either you or him, then, yeah, you. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's go. As we exit the building, they're just going to say, keep an eye on the fucking vessel, because I have a feeling that guy's going to try and run for it.
He is a pirate.
He is a pirate. Don't know if he knows how to get in, though.
That's true. That ship does seem a bit more advanced than others, but let's
Even
see.
so, just keep an eye out. And Cress will keep an eye on the door. Their head on a swivel. Eye on the door, eye on the vessel, eye on whatever this commotion is.
Okay. And Cress, you kind of like keeping your head on a 6 as you're moving through town. As you walk outside, immediately you see Finn's not there, Cuthbert's not there. But you see at this point there's like a dust cloud that's kind of like just kind of drifting on the wind, but it's not nearly as tightly packed as when the building had initially gone down. And just as you kind of orient your way towards making, progress towards that objective, Finn is climbing up the hill, making his way along the road. With him is Nixus, the hobgoblin, the 2 bugbears, Lug and Mug, and a surprise, a elven woman, familiar to you, as you recognize Farryn at his side, at Finn's side.
I'll be fucking damned. What?
Fancy meeting you here.
What are you doing here? What?
It seems fate has brought us together again.
Cress will embrace her when she approaches.
Hugs back.
Yeah.
Why do our characters always hug? We have to.
We're huggers.
We just
I
have to.
You play huggers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
What?
It is wonderful to see a familiar face.
Likewise.
How are you?
It's the end of the world and how are you?
Well, I am alive.
That is the new standard for good, I suppose.
Indeed.
Do you travel with the Terraphants anymore? What about Amari, Malor?
At this point, guys, the Nixus just steps in. This reunion's touching it all, but we have business.
Nixus, I got you what you wanted, so how about you calm your tits for 2 seconds?
So,
You have yet to give me shit, alright? So calm yourself. And let me say hello to my friend.
how do I get onto the ship? My ship.
Nixus. What would you do in my shoes if I treated you the way you're speaking now?
This is not.
I asked a question.
If I were in your shoes, I wouldn't be speaking to a friend so cordially on the battlefield. Because that's what this is. Kind of points to all the buildings. You can see like fishfolk kind of peeking around because they're quite curious about what could be going on here. Right?
At this
All
point,
right.
Farryn is pretty confused. I'm sorry. Are we in danger here?
No, we
Yes.
are Equiters, and that Jesus Christ, whoever that is, fellow Equiter, let's go to the vessel.
What's an equitor? You're a what now?
Right, let's go. No one can be subtle. No one. No one's capable of it. Cress will just start walking to the vessel. just over it, everything.
Yes.
Over it.
Okay.
Ah.
Let's say you guys can kind of like walk and talk as you're making your way to the vessel, but eventually,
Yeah.
you get there and Cress we can have you call.
I think,
the ship
Farryn's
itself.
just asking questions as we go, like, what is this ship? What is an equator? And we can kind of just say that we
I
caught
will
up a
answer your questions on the vessel.
little. Understood.
Fellow Equator. They say a little louder.
Understood.
Nixus, as you guys are heading your way over, like Nixus is briskly walking, almost ahead of you at points, and you can see a clear impatience and just belligerent.
Where's Jinx? Where's Daddy? Where's Pitt?
They're still behind. They're going to wait until the town is secure before they come back.
May I sense motive on that?
Please.
I forget what I had. 14. 26.
26 seems legit. They were getting ready to They were getting ready to join us, but I reminded them that they're not soldiers, and they would very likely die.
Well, since you know so much, you should know how to get into the ship then, right?
This technology is beyond me.
Humble.
But somehow you managed to capture the ship and bring it back with just the three of you. And he kind of looks around. Where's the other one?
Did you not know her name either?
Didn't see. He kind of looks you over and goes, well. I will commend you, Elf, for capturing the ship with minimal losses.
Finn closes the distance with Nixus. It takes a lot for me to lose my temper, and I can feel myself getting eerily close. We lost a friend today. I need you to watch your mouth, please. They are not an elf. Our friend died. If you want to get into this ship, you will speak to us like people. Respectfully. Do you understand me?
Roll intimidation.
Does the
Natural.
curse give him advantage or anything?
Natural 20.
Natural 20. Finn
Don't
comes
need it.
in and looms over Nixus. And Finn, you can feel as you get closer and closer, the bugbears initially start to kind of cross towards you, but there's just something about your demeanor.
Yeah.
Something that just kind of stops them in their tracks. And Nixus looks up at you, eyes hard, these hard golden eyes staring at you defiantly. But as you loom over her, you see her begin to kind of break away as a dawning kind of comes over her as she understands that you're not fucking around here. And Finn, you hear just a chuckling in your mind. Yes. Embrace it. But Nixus shuts up. Kind of. Okay. Let's just get to the ship then. and she doesn't really move until you basically give permission. And she's kind of hanging back, unsure of what to do next. The bugbear's in the same position. Even Gron just kind of comes over to you, Finn, and just kind of lightly taps you on the forearm and says, "Don't worry, they're not worth it, man."
I know. I think there's that hint, or that hit of recognition that this is not how Finn acts normally. I know. I don't remember the last time I yelled. We should... He'll look to Cress. I defer to you. Yeah.
Hey. All right, everyone. Up we go.
Yep, you guys make it back to the fractal, and you make it to the teleportation sigil at the bottom. And Cress, as you call out, the ship kind of lights up. All of you can see just strips of light going from the bottom of it, just kind of going outwards along the bottom of the spindle. It projects downwards in a column, and you can see the floor. The sigil of light on the floor begins to kind of glow just that much brighter. As you look around, all of you, the edges of your body begin to come apart and disintegrate into data, into little fractal geometric shapes and pieces that just kind of disintegrate from the outside as your forms all one by one disappear. When you guys are reconstructed, you find yourselves in the fractal. You find yourselves in the alien craft in a large cavernous space. You find the computer, I say computer just for the ease of description for you guys, but you find the interface, the console up ahead on one side with the screen kind of depicting the night sky that you all, well, the twilight sky that you all just left behind. So now on the deck are Cuthbert still in canary form, the three of you, the PCs, Gron, and the three goblin kin, as you all just reappear here on the deck of the fractal. And I think this right here is a good spot for us to take our first break. We're about an hour and 10 minutes in, and we're going to go for another baby hour and 40 or so when we come back. So guys, thank you so much for hanging out. We are going to be back in just a moment, in about, let's say, 10 minutes. Thank you so much for hanging out, guys. We'll see you in just a bit.
See you soon.
Bye.
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 Dick.
Cock and balls.
Welcome back to Cock and Balls of Pathfinder. Wait, that's not what we're doing.
This is a family show.
This is a family
We're
show.
getting confused
Guys, welcome back to
now.
Heroes of Hysteria. Unearthed Inheritance is a Pathfinder 2nd edition homebrew game. We are diving into the second half of session 12. We are picking up with our players as they have just re-boarded their alien vessel that they fought and won from the Axiomites and an Aboleth. So, my friends, you are back on the deck, on the bridge of the Fractal. It is currently yourselves, Cuthbert in canary form, kind of flitting around you, Cress. Nixus and the goblins kind of making their way around the lab and the bridge, just kind of taking stock of everything. And Gron makes his way over, I'll say, towards the... Actually, you guys had Zodic's journal.
Yes.
Gron would ask to read it, Finn. He'd kind of come up to you, and as he's kind of looking through a bag of like books and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
I think
"There's
without
only that."
hesitation. Yeah, of course. Here. I think without Gron, yeah, I think he gives it without hesitation.
Okay. She's an asshole. Don't get me wrong. She's an asshole, but she's important to Dex.
Right. Yeah. No. Please.
If you glean anything, I'd love to hear.
All right. Let's. Not sure what I'd find from. Holy shit! As he kind of looks at the book, and Finn, you kind of notice this too. But as he kind of pulls it out, you can see. I mean, it is neat. Like this, the author of this journal was meticulous, like very precise. Everything is well documented, dated. The penmanship is immaculate and very consistent size the whole way through. Practiced. He's like, she's very neat.
That's about the only thing I respect about her.
So he goes off to read, and we'll leave the three PCs to catch up.
Cress is gonna lean up against the computer and look at Farryn. So, that's what the inside of this looks like. It's actually a lot more of it.
This is incredible. I've never seen anything like this.
Oh, it's because it's not from here.
Pardon me. How rude. This is Tolka. And we'll just write... Tolka's on the ship with us.
Oh, yeah. Here's a quick retcon. As they were boarding the ship, Farryn called over Tolka from the edge of the town, and Tolka ran in.
Cool.
Oh, there, Tolka.
Tolka is a big, mature white wolf. But doesn't look scruffy or aged. Very clean, pristine. Almost something unnaturally clean about her. But she's big. She's a big wolf.
Hello there, Tolka. Good to meet you.
You see Tolka's eyes kind of look up to you, Finn. These deep golden eyes that, I mean, golden, not dissimilar to Nixus, right? But there's a kind of an immediate wisdom behind the eyes. You just kind of feel like a measure of you. And as the eyes kind of hold you for just a moment, though, you see the demeanor kind of change a little bit. The head dips as the eyes harden, and the fur on the back just kind of rises a little bit, and a low growl.
Tolka. What is it, dear?
Pulls up as you say the name, and looks at you, blinks.
There is something strange about you. looks towards Finn.
Plenty of things strange about me, but this one far more recent. Kind of looks at Cress.
What do you mean?
I think Prana did something to me.
Did
Sort of-
what?
Everything's different. The people are just... I think about meeting people on the road, and nobody's been leery because I'm a big guy, but they've never been afraid of me before. And there's something speaking in my head.
What's it saying?
Pushing me to be alone, to submit to my crueler instincts. God, I've never yelled before talking to Nixus like that.
Frankly, that seemed deserved. I don't know, but
I know, but
if-
even though I would have found a nicer way to talk about it, that was Fieldguard. That was my father. That wasn't me.
Oh God.
And I don't want to be alone. I don't want to lose anyone. I don't want to be without you.
Hey. Cress can see that Finn is like scared. You're not losing me. Something happened to you. And we'll fix it. We'll fix it. Can I make some sort of check? I don't know what, but like to see if if this rings familiar or like sounds like an affliction or like a, because he said that Prana did it, so something that like a caster could do to someone.
Yeah, I would say without any check, you know curses are possible. I mean, that's a form of magic that is cruel, given the nature of it, right? Imposing some sort of magical penalty onto someone that is everlasting or has some sort of spurious condition to rectify. But you know those exist. So I'll say, not hard to kind of, piece that, yeah, Prana could have spitefully cursed Finn.
I rejected them. It could be a petty vengeance for everyone else to reject me. The only people that haven't looked at me differently are you and Cuthbert.
I'm sorry.
No, I don't. It's not your fault, but I'm looking at our engagements, and he looks at Farryn. I'm sorry, this is a whole lot of things to dump, and you just got... It's wonderful to meet you.
It's all right.
I've already impeded on a lot of work. Magnus, the fish folk, my presence as I am now could have blew it all to hell. And I don't want to do that. And just to be clear, I want to make sure I'm not metagaming here, David. Would I be able to point to the scales and the mark as I didn't have these before. And this is runic for outsider.
Oh no.
I have
Outsider.
I have plenty of tattoos. This was not amongst the ones I've given myself. I felt there's so much was happening with Prana sparkle fired.
I can't. What?
He doesn't say that. With Prana, with the Axiomite, with Dex, I should have said something sooner, but I'm saying something now.
Your point.
I think I will lean down to Tolka. Just while you guys are having your private conversation, I'm not going to impede on that.
I think I do just want to say, like, he knows that Farryn's there. He's speaking openly. I think.
Yeah. I just don't want to intrude as
absolutely.
like someone who just met you. So I lean down to Tolka and I whisper in Elvish to her, and basically what I'm saying is, he is friend. there's no need to fear. And then I command her to go to you and do, cute dog things.
They say there's no
Because
real
dogs
command
are
necessary.
magic.
Let's say depending on your, give me a nature roll here.
Okay.
Right? Depending on the roll, you don't need to necessarily do any sort of command. You could just be reassuring. Or if you wanted to roll like diplomacy, if you thought your diplomacy would be better, I can see diplomacy being applied here too. You're basically trying to
We're
explain.
definitely going to go with nature.
Definitely nature. Okay, that makes sense. Go for it, Ranger.
It's a...
Ranger.
Rangers.
It's a 22, right? Yeah.
22 is good. 22 is good, and this is a creature that you know and has been traveling with you for a while, right? So, with the 22, you whisper into Elvish. Whisper in
Start over.
Elvish to Tulka, and you encourage her to lighten up. Tulka pads over to you, Finn, somewhat cautiously, ears pinned down, but kind of pulls, knits the eyebrows together and kind of noses up to your palm. You feel a cold, wet nose as it presses against your knuckles for just a moment. And kind of scooches it a little bit, gives it a little nudge, as if imploring you to lift the hand.
I think when you do what you do with dogs, you don't know, just like the back of your hand just sort of touching the nose. Like,
yeah.
He doesn't, I don't think he pets. I don't think he gets overly personal. I think he just offers a confirmation of what Farryn is unknowingly to Finn, what she has said to Tulka.
Sure. Sniffs your fist, and then kind of, once gets a good whiff in, stands up a little bit more and kind of stalks around you, kind of sniffing you all over. And I mean, this is a big wolf. This is the kind of wolves that you would have seen and encountered out near the top of the world in your realm, where the Jotunbloods live. These big winter wolves, majestic beasts, as she kind of stalks behind you. There's a little moment where you can even feel like the hair on your neck crawling or standing on edge, just kind of knowing that she's behind you and you can't quite see her. But as she kind of comes back around, you're reassured.
She's a beautiful creature. She reminds me of home.
It's like Cuthbert kind of makes the way over, flutters for a bit, kind of lands on Tulka's head. As Tulka kind of sits down and kind of looks at the canary perched on top, trying to look at the canary. These two kind of interact.
So, Farryn, what brought you out here?
I've been traveling for quite a while now, actually. I'm going north. I'm looking for something called the Everseed.
Everseed.
Have either of you heard of such a thing?
David?
What's your proficiency rank in nature there, Cress? Are you expert?
I'm actually only trained in nature. Is that right? Yep.
Yep. Okay.
Yep.
What about religion? Anybody expert religion?
Nope, I'm trained in it.
Trained in it too?
Nope.
All right.
Then Finn, yeah. Finn, what was the off chance that you're expert in nature?
A 0. I'm untrained in both nature
Nature.
and religion.
And
I
religion.
am
Useless.
I'm expert.
It's okay. That's why we have a ranger.
Well, I'm trained in occultism. That's not going to do shit.
No, unfortunately not. Neither of you have heard of the Everseed.
What do you need it for? What is it?
It is a very potent crop starter. The savannas which we once traversed together, are barren. Once the water was taken, many of the Terraphants fell due to lack of nourishment. There was very little food for the
I'm
inhabitants of the savannah, and I wish to help them. I was told by some very wise individuals that the Everseed could be found to the north. So that is what I'm seeking.
Those wise individuals, were they the Unearthed?
No. Farryn, roll me a society.
Five.
The name Inikathendic doesn't register for you. But these
Gesundheit.
the individuals who the individuals who told you this were the elders of the I'm gonna try to say this word right because I got knocked on it in Sansi for fucking it up. Centaurs.
Good. Centaurs.
Apparently I can't say
How'd you say it there?
We don't need to worry about it.
Watch the episode.
Yeah, go check out Sansi 29.
Episode 28.
Whichever one I fucked up.
29.
So the elders of the different centaur tribes.
Yeah. No, I'm not familiar with whatever you just said, but they are the elders of the centaur tribes.
Understood.
In the city Vernern. It's a tricky word.
Vernern.
Vernern.
The word
So
Vernern.
it's Vyrn IRN.
Vernern.
Vernern. The city of Vernern.
Wow.
That's the centaur
Okay.
city.
All right, and they said to head north. What's north of
Yes.
here?
There's nothing north of here. This
There's
is
nothing north of here.
yeah. This is as far north as you can really go. So,
the only thing
hopefully
that's
this is
north of
it.
here is the tower. Yeah.
Well, I hope to find it somewhere nearby. This is about as north as I can go.
Yeah.
Farryn,
Where did they?
I'm sorry. I just want to give Farryn a little a help here. The item that you are looking for, you know that it is connected to Alizar, the god of agriculture and cultivation. And you are looking for basically a site that could be holy or important to the pantheon of Oros that Alizar belongs to. That'd be
Okay.
kind of probably
Right.
your first place to check. You'd think of that,
Okay.
you know. So.
I'm not sure how long you've been here, but is there a temple of Alizar or a holy site nearby?
No Temple of Alizar, but there is the Tower of Damara.
Worth checking out, I suppose.
Problematic to check out. It's currently overrun by the monarch's allies. There's so much happening.
What else do you know about this town?
It was also overrun by the monarch's allies. We just killed the fella,
The Baron.
the Baron who was responsible for that takeover, about an hour ago. It's been quite a morning. It's now run, sort of, by the residual members of the Crimson Circle, who are a cult dedicated to the monarch. There's also a creepy, potentially undead pirate captain in that town who wants this vessel. Just too bad for him.
And how did you get here? Both
Oh,
of you?
Watch the last 11 episodes.
Yeah.
Farryn.
I came from the Ironwood.
Hmm.
Stayed there, met Cress there, and we've been journeying together since. We were looking for someone, but our journey has shifted a bit.
And this is your vessel?
We just took it.
Impressive.
Speaking of, would you guys like the stat block for your vessel?
Yeah.
Give me a second here. You guys can go ahead and continue. I'll just drop that in the Discord here for you.
Thanks.
Sure.
Let's get to that real quick.
Malor and Amari, do you know if they're alive still?
I'm not sure. Last time I crossed paths with Malor 2 years ago.
All right.
Amari I have not seen
If
since I last saw you.
You
If
seem
I-
to wander. Sorry.
No. I interrupted you.
No, what were you saying?
I was just going to ask how you both met. If it's something you're willing to share.
Of course. In the jungle, the Whispering Jungles, back when they were vibrant and lush, I spent many, many years shepherding the Terraphants of that region. And came across Cress and Cuthbert and a few others one season.
My husband Lucavere brought us there as sort of a present to me.
And how
So-
is Lucavere?
He passed during the first wave.
Oh.
Finn will just scooch in and offer some physical closeness.
I can see you've both experienced great loss.
Everyone has.
Indeed. Perhaps we can help one another move forward.
I would like that very much.
Looking for this seed sounds like a noble cause. I'd be happy to help.
Sorry,
I'd
my
be very
mind's all over
grateful.
the place.
Oh, you're all right. Finn will just, I think, wrap an arm around Cress's shoulder and just kind of pull him inward.
I've heard of magic that can remove curses. I don't know it myself just yet, but if you're cursed, I will fix it. And I'll help you find the Everseed.
And what is it I can help you with in exchange? Anything.
Well, I'm supposed to meet some individuals from Deal at the Temple of Damara in about a week's time, so if you're itching for a fight, I'm taking one there to clear it
fight?
out before. Not the people from Deal, but the monarch's allies who still remain there. You can say no. That's just what I'm doing.
I will gladly fight by your side.
It seems as if we're all helping each other. It's not all on one person's shoulders.
As you guys sit here and discuss, your shared objectives, Gron comes back and he says, "Oi, there are some interesting things in here, mate. Do you guys want to have a listen?"
I would love to have a listen.
All right.
What's this now? The journal.
This is the journal of one of the assholes whose ass we're hoping to kick.
At the Temple of Tomorrow, where you need to go. Tower.
Oh, you need to go to the temple as well?
Tower.
I do.
Oh, fancy that. Small world.
Oh, wow, if you look at that. Cool.
That's interesting. So
Anyway.
Yeah, sorry. Farryn, this is Gron, this is Farryn. Farryn, jeez, it's not German. Farryn.
Farryn.
pleasure to meet you, darling. And
Aw.
kind of leans forward and kisses the back of your hand. He bears some semblance to Lukavir. Not like a perfect twin, but you can see that there's certain features that, in the right light, you can kind of catch maybe a relative. All right. So, you got this. Seywin Zardik was, if you could believe it or not, raised by a coven of hags.
Sorry. Do you know the name of said coven?
The name's not listed, but
Of course it isn't.
she does refer to three green hags, named, or maybe one green hag. They're named Margaret, Peggy, and Maggie.
Oh, fuck.
So maybe one green hag or three green hags, I'm not sure. But references green hags. It seems that she was a bookkeeper for the hags. She tracked all their dealings, kept a log, as it were, a ledgerman for the hags. That was how they raised her.
Jeez.
So, hence the orderly bookkeeping, I imagine.
Honestly, God bless her.
So, this isn't where the story ends for little Zardik, though. She gets on a ship, see. One night, she sneaks away from the coven and gets on a ship. A pirate ship of all ships. But a pirate ship beholden to the hags. So, what does she do? Clever little girl that she is. She steals a map from them and jumps overboard. Now, lucky for her, she finds an ally. She's picked up by a Triton named Ramas Odomath. One of the same motherfuckers who helped to give me this. And he holds up the hand with the black spot. And yours came after Ramas. I think, it was after Ramas died.
Yeah,
No.
I was about to say Cress will tell Gron, because I don't think they have. He was dispatched in the Frog Grove, by the way.
Good fucking riddance. So, after meeting up with Ramas, she meets up with the two of them meet up with one Captain Lycus D. Stratus over on the Seashell Isle. Apparently, Captain Lycus saves her life, and the three of them form some kind of relationship. And she mentions Dex. This is when she first encounters Dex, too. They joined the Grinning Pirates, and after a year or so, and apparently a very embarrassing loss, Captain Lycus retires, and herself and Ramas also leave the Grinning Pirates, but they remain pirates. Dex as well. Eventually, they find word of a treasure. The same treasure that she's been looking for all this time. She finally tracks it down. It's in the northern seas, in a place called the Glass Eye. Sounds like it's a sea within the northern seas, far, far beyond the border, far, far beyond the shores of Histaeria. There, she manages to meet a family of fish people, a tribe of fish people, all in worship to this red circle. The notes stop so shortly after that. As she comes, it's clear she kind of goes down the rabbit hole as she becomes more indoctrinated by this new faith. And then, the last entry, she starts speaking of voices, a little bit of information about Prana Trufan, and something called the Council of Malsithru. That's MHALSSTHRU.
Council of Malsithru. And what do they do? What is? How does she refer to them?
They are voices that speak in her head, apparently. And they offer her 4 dictums. Dictum number 1. All life is to be controlled. Dictum number 2. The Algathulu are the masters. Dictum number 3. Algathulu are eternal. And dictum number 4. To extend beyond one's grasp is to imperil eternity. Cress and Finn. You guys go ahead and roll me occultism.
I love occultism.
I love
I
occultism.
Bad.
Can I have
20
occultism?
29.
7 total.
7 total.
Damn.
7. Unfortunately, it doesn't. You don't remember what the Algathulu can really possibly refer to. But Finn, as Grant starts to relay this, and you see Cress and Farryn are kind of enraptured with as he kind of goes through. You start kind of looking around, and your eyes drift over to the furnace that Cuthbert cooked Prana Trufan in. And you're looking at the tentacles, and you're remembering the aboleth, and Algathulu is an ancient term for the aboleths, for their kind.
The Algathulu, that's what prana is. It's an old word for it. Ancient.
Oh. So she becomes enthralled to the aboleth. But in so doing, she is also enthralled to the monarch.
Which makes sense, as it seems like prana is an agent of the monarch.
Maybe there's a chance that she's not enthralled anymore? I don't know. I don't know how this works.
If it could be a possibility, knowing that prana's gone. It's the same sway that he had over the fish folk. If the case is true for Madame Zadok, then maybe there's a person to talk to.
And this glass eye, this red circle. Is it possible that the Algathulu are the reason the monarch showed up in the first place?
Harbinger's Resort?
Hero point, Cress.
Thanks.
Wait, what did you say?
Who?
That means it was important. what did you say? I heard the hero point.
Why?
That the Algathulu potentially invited the monarch here.
Got
Brought
it.
the monarch here as they're attached.
Yes, okay.
We know from studying the vessel logs that the monarch came from another world, far away, and brought these vessels which can touch down onto our planet. There are apparently lots of different planets out there that are habitable, but they came from this city in space. It's a lot to wrap your head around. I'm working on it.
Just the farmsteader. Do you see what it says on the thing there? It says farmsteader.
But we don't know how they got here, and it seems like maybe it's this glass eye in the North Sea, given that there's that red circle they talked about there. So maybe
Is it?
they told the aliens, the invaders, that Thadril had committed crimes and invited them here to adjudicate. Maybe.
Can I roll nature on recall knowledge nature on the glass eye thing?
Sure. It's gonna be a pretty high check for you. 'Cause you're a Savannah kid.
Okay. Is it like a 23?
23.
Yeah.
From what you gather from this is the first time you've heard of the glass eye, but from Grant's description and the notes and stuff, it sounds like there is the glass eye is a subsection. It's like a small area within the Northern Sea, so far beyond the continent, kind of like how we would kind of count like a sea within an ocean or something kind of thing.
Like the Baltic or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's just a stretch of of the sea far to the north.
I got it.
Yeah. So are we saying, what are we going to do about Zadok? Are we going to see if she's no longer enthralled?
If we're able to sleep tonight, I can reach out to her.
Okay.
If we have the safety of the fractal, we should be able to rest relatively comfortably.
Keep in mind, that means she'll be resting as well.
She'll be resting as well. It's definitely a gamble. But it would be gambling with a potentially innocent life to just go ahead and attack her if she's now her own person again.
That's true.
I would rather know than just attack.
So rest tonight, and then reach out to Zadok, and then we'll plan the next stage of the assault then. Or not assault, but what we do then.
Next stage, yeah.
Next steps, yeah.
At this point, Nixus and the hobgoblins come over, and Nixus goes, "This ship is impressive. I look forward to learning how to use it.
Yeah.
Are we continuing the operation then? The next stage of the attack?"
Garan's learned that Zadok may be under her own control again. We're not certain. I have the ability to reach out to people in their dreams. So I intend to reach out to her tonight and see if something has shifted. If it has not, we have the vessel and we are very near the temple. I keep calling it the temple, the Tower of Damara. We can go as planned, but if things have changed, maybe we won't even need an assault. Maybe she'll be able to help us from within.
Perhaps I can offer another option. With this ship, we can traverse the dunes that to the south. The brine dunes that kept us all here. Perhaps we gather up the remaining individuals of the grotto and we regroup with the conquering host. Then we can come back and deal with your tower with an army at our side.
Nixus, do you remember our agreement?
The agreement was that I will assist you in this assault on and the liberation of Damaril. And in exchange, you will give me this ship.
The exchange was to come and help you in Muldan Ordan.
Well, perhaps we...
Work as allies. But I don't know if you know what that means.
I know who my allies are. But I also know that being hesitant or gentle on the battlefield can get you killed.
There's a difference between being hesitant and being smart.
Well, I think the smart choice is to maintain the advantage that we have now with our ship and regroup with reinforcements.
To move away from our position, to come back and still not know what's there, it doesn't sound smart to me.
Conquering Host is also very far away.
Exactly.
Well, it would be a more certain victory to have an army with us. Certainly our enemy might have a little bit of time to recuperate, but we would be able to match them.
As it stands, we are no longer entirely certain as to who our enemy is. Their former leader may no longer be under the control of the monarch. We've learned that Prana Trufan, the type of entity he is what Madame Zadok fell prey to, her last journal entry, the day her mind changed. So it may very well be that her mind is no longer in control, and that therefore we have a potential ally in there. If we were to leave, go and pursue the conquering host, she could be dead by the time we come back, and our ally on the inside would be gone. We don't know what we're facing.
Very well. Then, we will wait till tomorrow. You reach out to this potential ally, and if they are indeed an ally, then I can see an advantage to be maintained. I can see another advantage in our favor. But if their minds are gone, then I think we should revisit whether or not remaining in Damaril is to our benefit.
I'll concede that that is fair. It is the case that I need to be here within the next week. But I also understand that that does not apply to you. That you have your own goals, and that we can be allies without being constantly together. So if that is the case, we will discuss what to do tomorrow.
I appreciate your reason. And I commend you again on your capture of the fractal. And your cunning ploy with the fish folk.
I would like to save them too, I won't lie. There's also someone you should be aware of. Sorry, Nixus.
No, you got it.
Interrupted.
You got it.
Wanted to let you know that there's someone in that town who really wants this ship. I told him it wasn't mine to give.
If he attempts to take this ship, then I'll simply kill him.
That does seem consistent with, yeah, that, yep.
You could be an impressive warlord.
Nixus.
I will leave you to it. We will figure out more, see what else this ship has to offer.
Yeah. Be careful. Listen, something. Dex was invisible, and then a trunk opened, and then she was an arbiter. So be careful what you touch.
Lots of transmutation magics, runes that you're, unless trained, are not going to be able to recognize.
You say that as camera pan out, you see Lug and Mug kind of over by by the dissection table as they're kind of poking the body, and as you say that, they both kind of
Why wouldn't, fellas?
Oh, okay, thanks for the warning.
Caution, boys.
They're gonna join up with Nixus, and they'll have them kind of go off and explore a little bit. Gron's still with the party for a little bit, but unless you guys have any specific questions for him, he'll also go out and continue to explore.
Before he does, Cress will just grab his arm.
Mm-hmm.
I know how angry you were an hour ago, and I know how awful this all is, so I just want to check in with you one more time. Will you promise not to go to that tower without me?
I promise. I'm not going to go to the tower without you. I was upset, but as you said, there's a lot going on. I'll have to find time to be upset later.
Our lives bear the mark of loss, and I just don't want to lose you as well.
Squeezes your hand. I've been thinking a bit more about Lukavir and Dex, and I'm still trying to piece together what the message is. What I know Dex would want me to do. To live freely, want all of us to live freely. And I know Lukavir wants me to believe in people. I feel like there's something I'm missing. And maybe there's just nothing there at all. Maybe I'm just reading too much fucking into it. But I'd like to think that something matters,
I think that I'm learning that we decide what matters. But I don't know if I'm with you that I don't know exactly what does. But I think that may just be us being strangers to our own minds.
Maybe. Just one foot in front of the other, and maybe one day it'll all make sense.
One day we'll know everything.
That prospect both terrifies me and excites me. I don't know if I can handle that responsibility, as he kind of continues to walk off, and he kind of steps onto the platform and goes, "Oh shit!" And he teleports to somewhere else. So, all right. You guys have several hours left in the day. Right? If you'd like to do anything else here on the ship, you can take some time. I know you had some loot to identify, and I know Farryn also just arrived. If there's any more unpacking or discussion that you guys would like to have there. Otherwise, I do have something else for you. I want to give you a little bit of time to settle some affairs while you have it.
I think, Finn, if we have a couple hours, we'll just identify the rest of the items and give Cress, Cuth, and Farryn the space to catch up and talk.
You say that, but Cress, while Finn is identifying things, is going to be sitting with him doing medicine checks every hour to stitch him back up, if they may.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a rough morning.
I didn't realize how much pain I was in until right now.
Yeah.
So you sit down and it just kind of all hits you.
Yeah, the adrenaline drops and it's just, oh.
Treat wounds is. I couldn't remember the name of the ability.
Yeah, true. And Farryn, what are you up to?
I think Farryn is actually gonna go take a walk, maybe, because this environment is so like
Encasing
scary different
and yeah.
from
The
what
wilds.
she's used to, which is literally living in the wilds.
Sure.
So her and Tolka might just go walk around town and exude Equator status.
Equator vibes.
Me too.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll have Cuthbert go with you guys too, if that's okay with Cress and Finn.
I will. I'm sorry that they are a helicopter parent, but Cress will accompany if Cuthbert goes.
Yeah, Cuthbert's kind of on Tolka's shoulder and kind of Cuthbert seems enamored with Tolka.
Cute.
And as you guys kind of inquire, a little bit more, Cuthbert goes, Tolka's really, really cool. Really cool, guys. She's seen so much things. And she remembers them. I don't remember a lot of things. I know, but Tolka remembers things.
What does Tolka remember?
Tolka remembers all sorts of crazy cool things with the old lady from the Ironwood, the short one.
Granny Elda.
That's the one. She was there when Granny Elda. What is it called when someone is in charge of making two people married?
Officiating a wedding?
Yeah. She
What
did it.
wedding?
She did it for two genies, and Tolka was there. Yeah.
I haven't heard that
Tolka
before.
was there. How old's Tolka?
I'm not sure. I can't speak telepathically with Tolka.
No. Cuthbert can speak
So-
telepathically with everybody.
I came across Tolka 2 years ago, and she seems spry but mature. So
Outside the
I'm
Ironwood
really not
too,
sure.
like near to the Ironwoodish border of the Ironwood and the Savannah.
Yeah, we met just outside of the Ironwood.
Well, wise. If you guys are going out, I'll stay here, identify the rest of the things, and frankly, I don't trust Nixis. I don't think it's wise to leave the ship alone.
Fair enough. If I think I'm just yeah, no, yeah, that makes it. That makes sense.
What are you thinking?
That I'm made of anxiety and I don't
Oh,
like
that-
being separated from anyone. And yeah.
I know that you've recently lost someone, several people dear to you. If it helps, I promise to come back. We need each other, after all.
And Cress remembers the first time they met Farryn. There was a tree in the savannah under which Cress promised Lukavir that he would never have to do anything alone again. And as they listen to what are incredibly comforting words, they just retreat inward. Because words are just words.
Farryn and Tolka just walk off and give you some space.
Cuthbert.
Hey.
Yeah.
Go ahead, David.
I'm gonna say, Cuthbert will probably will change back from canary to dragon form, kind of stretch and curl you up, curl around you, Cress. Kind of as you kind of withdraw, Cuthbert just kind of encircles you and pulls a wing, and you feel the breath, the warmth of him against you. You can smell the ozone kind of on the breath, and underneath the wing, through the thin membrane of the wing, it's kind of gold and warm in here. I'll stay with you. Yeah.
I think, Cuthbert's reading Finn's mind.
Yeah.
Cress and Cuth will see as Finn goes to his big ass backpack, and he pulls out this really old, like, wool stitched blanket. You've seen him lay with it every night. The tracing around it is runic, runes knitted into the blanket itself. As he just approaches, could I do something for you that my grandmother always used to do for me when I was feeling some kind of way?
Of course.
Sort of takes the blanket and like completely burritos Cress in with Finn.
Swaddle!
Or with Cuthbert. All right, lift those feet up. Tucks it underneath.
What is happening?
I'm just getting
This is
you
not what
comfy.
I anticipated. This is not what I thought you meant. All right.
And he sits next to them and Cuthbert and starts doing his tasks, but speaking out loud for Cress, just to have something to listen to. Words that aren't meant to bring comfort, but words just to make them feel surrounded and not alone. So he's like, and this is interesting. He's like identifying the items and repeating them back. And as he does, they'll see as the runes in the blanket just begin to emit warmth.
It's a heated
father's name was-
blanket.
It's a heated blanket.
Oh, yeah.
Your father's name was
Goodness.
Fieldguard.
Yes, my father's name is Fieldguard. My sister's name is Frigg, and my grandmother's name is Eir, E-I-R.
Do you miss him?
Every day. I don't know where they are. I don't know what happened to them after the last wave. I don't think I've given myself the opportunity to stop and think about it. But I think I've always hinged on the belief that they're smarter and more resourceful than I am. So, and I hope that the Nexenkov has protected them. But I don't know.
Not tonight. But if you wanted to take a day, think of what you might like to say to which of them. I wasn't lying when I said I can reach out in dreams.
I know.
You deserve answers. And I can help you get them.
Thank you. I want to do that soon. But I want to do that when we're both comfortable. Because God's... I don't know what I want to say.
Take your time.
think about it.
You're kind to offer.
We're in this together.
That we are. Frigg would love you.
Really?
Yeah. You're strong-willed. You don't make yourself small for others. And you know when you walk into a room, people listen. And Frigg did everything in her power in our youth to do that to me. So she'll respect you. And Fieldguard would see strength of many stone men within you.
That sounds like a compliment.
It is.
I don't know if Cleantha would like you, but I think you ought to take that as a compliment.
Good enough. My father once referred to me as pre-baked bread. Soft, gooey on the inside.
That's so rude.
I thought it was funny, but it has haunted me to these days. But it's true. I'm not completely carved from stone, and I'm okay with that.
Definitely not carved from stone, and I'm glad.
Just get some rest. I'll do the rest of these. Keep Cuthbert company.
I'm in a burrito.
You're in a bird. I know I was aggressive with it, but Erin was the same way. She didn't really give me a chance to refuse. But it always helped.
I don't hate it.
Okay, good. Because if you did, you didn't have to sit there.
I don't hate it.
All right, Finn. You start working to identify some things. So,
Yeah.
you want to do your runes?
Huh?
You want to do the runes? There were 2 runes
I want to
you
do
found.
the runes.
All right, give me an occultism check.
Can I give you crafting instead?
You can. Take crafting.
Because I am an expert in crafting.
Crafting.
I'm going to use a hero point. I'm going to use another hero point.
Oh boy.
Nice. Wow, that was a 2 and then a 3, and I'm like,
Oh boy.
There we go. 28.
28 is a good roll. 28's that's the one you were looking for. All
Yeah.
right. Rune number 1, my friend. This is a good one. It's a deathless rune.
Oh.
The deathless rune. These symbols fortify your body's grasp on your soul, keeping it tethered when death approaches.
Yeah, just a deep sigh thinking about if I were to give the tattoos that I promised to give before we got here, maybe Dex would still be with us.
Sorry.
He takes that down and he looks at Cress. We should tattoo.
What?
Sorry, we should. Some of these are really interesting and they could be really helpful in a pinch. Maybe, if you'd like. I know we talked about it before, but when you're not resting in a nice heated blanket, we could do some protective tattoos.
I would love a tattoo.
Finn?
Yep.
I will say too, though, this tattoo, this rune, is complicated.
Yeah.
It'll probably be a while before you feel like you're confident enough to like make this magic work.
Absolutely. I know that I have stuff that I was planning to do anyway.
Okay.
But I think that just like reinvigorated the thought.
Yeah. Well, just also too mechanically, this is a level 7 rune.
Yeah. Oh no, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. And then the second rune, occultism for this one as well, or crafting.
Crafting. 27.
Correct. That is a success. You nailed it. This one is a shifting rune. With a moment of manipulation, you can shift this weapon into a different weapon with a similar form.
Well, it looks like when I'm doing that. immediately. The fucking rips. Okay.
So the weapon takes the shape of another melee weapon that requires the same number of hands to wield.
Oh, that's great because that's a great
you can-
axe. Dude, I could do a
You can
glaive,
change like the
I could do-
damage type, right?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Mhm.
Hell yeah, brother. Okay.
Okay, so you already got your scroll of humanoid form. You already got the skeptic's elixir recipe. You got the unmemorable mantle.
Yep.
Okay, then there was a conch.
There was a conch. I don't think we discovered what the conch was.
So this one, though, unfortunately, crafting won't work. This one is primal magic.
Occultism. Oh,
So you'll need
occultism.
nature.
Oh, buckets.
Unfortunately.
Okay.
May I, in my blanket burrito, roll over and stare over his shoulder for this one? Because he's been
Yeah.
doing this for like half an hour now, and
Sure.
may I attempt to aid?
Sure.
And I will
So
say
you could,
everything.
if you're trained in nature, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because Finn, you
Can
don't
I
have
get
any ranks.
A circumstance bonus. Yeah.
Um,
If we're tackling this together,
you'd have to
because like
use. You can, but it has to be in a skill that you're at least expert in. Because the check required for this is one that you are not
can I-
aware of.
Can I do Arcana?
You could do Arcana.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do
Can
Arcana.
I do nature?
You do
And
nature.
'cause, like-
yeah. nature,
'cause, yeah, I
nature
just
has to
wanted
be. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'll just say because
Nice.
everything that they've been going over, he's been talking to Cress
Yeah.
about.
So Finn, you roll first
Oh,
then.
nice. 30. 17
30?
plus 13.
That is a critical success on aid, so +2.
Nice.
I rolled. Oh well, 24, and then we're adding 2,
2, so
Adding 2.
26.
so 26.
Let's see here.
I was like, 24 doesn't feel high enough. That feels
Twen-
like a below the what is needed.
And actually, 26 is not high enough.
Yeah.
This item, Cress, as you're kind of handling it, this large opalescent conch shell, you put it up to your ear as you're examining it, and you can hear the roaring of the ocean again. You can hear the crashing of waves against the shore. You can sense that there's magic here, but unfortunately, the magic is just beyond your ability to identify exactly what it is.
Yeah, I think you can't use a hero point after you know the role, right?
Correct.
Yeah. I think Cress gets lost in that sound that is home.
Mm-hmm.
They lived beneath the waves for over a century, and I think especially in this scenario, blanket burritoed,
Mm-hmm.
and grappling with words they spoke to their husband, a promise that they could not keep.
Mm-hmm.
I think it just sort of lulls them back into that space, and they are unable to properly assist you, Finn. I'm sorry.
No sorries.
Okay. And then the rest of the items are all consumables,
Okay.
alchemical consumables.
Yeah.
And what I'll do is, let me have you guys just give me, both of you, because Cress, you're an alchemist, so you can easily do these, no problem. What's your alchemy rank or crafting rank?
I'm an expert.
Okay. Just because I kind of want to hop over to Hannah here, I'm going to kind of just assume you know a couple of successes here.
I
you
have
f-
alchemist tools too, if that like helps with the check.
yeah, definitely. As you kind of look through, you find a formula for a giant scorpion venom.
Damn. Could be good to
And-
dip in an arrow.
Yeah, that'd be pretty nice. And a greater and the ration tonic, but the greater version.
What's a
Greater
ration tonic?
greater ration tonics. And the last one is amongst the vials that were there, like actual like potions and stuff that were there. You find a sulfur vial, an acid flask, and dread ampoule. I can post a list here for you guys.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah,
Thank
it's quite a list. And then we get
It's
to
a
the spell
hefty list.
scrolls. Yeah, the spell scrolls. You guys get some really good ones. I'll post this for you as well. But you guys will get a scroll of status, dimension door, and synchronized steps.
Damn.
Ooh.
Yeah, you
Hey,
guys.
yo.
This was a decent haul. This was a decent haul, and you also get a fractal. I sent the stat block to you guys, so you do
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
the,
And an alien base.
and you get an alien spaceship.
In the spaceship.
So, okay, Farryn, you left Cress and Finn as they are working on identifying the spoils of their recent venture. You step onto the teleportation pad. Yourself and Tulka are teleported down towards the town. You look out, and as you kind of reappear on the floor, there's a little bit of like a gust of wind. The sand kicks up, and you find yourself standing on a glowing emblem. The shaft of light that teleported you down and rematerialized you begins to fade as it is no longer active, having now transported the two of you. You look out, you can see there is the town now from the other side. You saw it this morning from a higher angle where it was kind of destroyed and ruined, and now you're seeing it from the lower angle where, yeah, you can see ships kind of torn over each other, crashed in through walls. It's a mess. It's a mess. Occasionally, you see fish folk as they kind of peek around corners and dip back in and out of little hidey holes and stuff as they're kind of observing you. Every now and then, or you know what do you do with the town in front of you?
Well, I actually would like to. Okay, two things. While I'm here in town, the first thing I'll do is look for anywhere that looks like it once was an apothecary.
Sure. Sure. Okay. Go ahead. Let's have you roll a perception check. I think that would be the most appropriate here.
23.
Okay. 26.
Perception. No, math is off.
No,
17.
17. You wander around town for quite a while looking for an apothecary. You run into a lot of dead-end streets that cause you to get kind of turned about, because they're places where debris and planks and stuff kind of, are blocking the passage forward. And you find yourself kind of having to climb up and over things. And how long are you looking to spend on this? Because with a 17, unfortunately, you're not going to find it. But
that's okay.
if you're willing to spend longer, you might be able to come across it.
No, that's okay. I just want to find like high ground on the just on the outskirts of town.
Sure. Yeah,
Maybe
you can
the top of a hill.
Yeah, you can. The town is built into the side of the hill, and there is a building that kind of looks over the town itself. That you probably have a decent vantage point.
Yeah, I'll head up there, and I just want to have some peaceful moments. This is like the most I've spoken to other humanoids in a very long
months,
time.
Probably. Yeah, as you've been traveling forward.
If not years, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I'm just going to gaze out on the horizon and meditate.
Sure.
And just, I'll use, as a little focus, I'll use a little emblem of Alizar that I have attached to my cloak.
Okay.
Which is a little symbol of a seed. And I'm just going to hold it in my palm and meditate and keep my focus on where this seed might lie and all the good it's going to do, and just hoping that I'll find it.
Roll me nature or religion, whichever you have preference in.
That'll be nature. Uh, 22.
22. You hold on to this and you sit there as you look out over the town. You look past the fractal. It takes up most of your vision because this thing is fucking enormous. But looking past it, you see the sand sea beyond, just kind of rolling off in the distance, the way the ocean would. You see the sand kind of shifting in the wind the way the sea would. You can hear almost the sound of it kind of drifting over to you. You hear the whistling of the wind. You feel the grass beneath your feet, beneath your palms. You feel Tulka press into you. And as you hold on to this seed, you feel just a pull. You feel just something kind of like something deep in your stomach, just kind of pulling you towards the ground. Just kind of pulling you towards the earth itself, the earth beneath you.
I just look around me.
There's
just grass.
Grass. It's just the top of the hill, and as you look around you, you're sitting here overlooking a cliff, just outside that large building. And as you look around, one thing you do see is, as you eyes up, you look over to the window of the building, and in the window you see a grizzled-looking ship captain, staring out at you, eyes bloodshot, and he kind of smiles a toothy grin at you. He kind of waves at you as you see Captain Magnus. You don't know who this individual is. You didn't meet him, but he waves at you. And I think right there is where we're going to cut with Farryn. We're going to call our session here soon, but I got one more thing I want to show you guys as players, because you guys are so good, because I love you so much. I'm going to hop over.
Love us.
I do. I'm going to hop over to a combat screen real quick.
Oh no.
So this is actually something
I
like...
love you so much. Here's a combat
Here's
screen.
a combat screen. Let's see here. Because you guys... Last session, you guys talked about the... pulling up the map, a digital map, right? I gave you guys a kind of a rough description of the map. You guys get to see, for the first time, the continent map of the Sandsea Age of Histaeria.
OMG. This is a big deal, you guys.
Yeah.
So
Wait.
That
Oh my god.
is it. And so this is kind of in its digital format for you, so that you can't quite see like all the colors and stuff. But here you have.
It's black.
We have all Fog of War, I believe.
Oh, why is the fog of war on? Well, the viewers can
It's
see
very
it.
interesting.
Why would the silly that. There you go.
Oh.
Whoa! Damn,
That's
So-
a lot of hexes.
Each of those hexes is roughly 12 miles.
Whoa!
So the map is ginormous.
Fuck is that?
The
That's the
map
Sea
is
of Sarene.
ginormous.
That's what?
That's the Sea of Sarene.
That is where
That's
the
the
Sea
center of the
Sarene was.
continent.
That is.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh.
This
So
is
you guys
Wow.
are just up here.
Oh man.
Oh
This is-
gosh.
It's
Holy
just
moly.
at the tippy tip there.
Tippy tip.
And then,
And then-
What is this crater? Oh, to the way left.
Dead.
Yeah. What is it, Precious?
and then you guys also...
Wait a second. Wait a second.
What that?
Call back. That's where the
I
what is
think
it?
this
Like
is-
Skull Isle
Hang on.
or
You
some
guys,
shit?
I'm going to also
I
put
can't remember.
the fractals reveal for you guys too.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Token layer, that's your fractal there.
Because
So
we
now
know
you-
that there are fractals around here.
Right.
Oh.
Their
over-
fractors, yeah, they're over that fucking crater.
Mm-hmm.
Great, love that.
Oh, I see.
This
now.
is us.
Okay.
What
That's
the fuck
your-
is this?
That is where Zeladil would be.
It's Bucky.
Yeah, that's my house.
Does
That's
that look like a
my
dog to anyone
house.
else?
It does a
What?
little bit. Yeah.
A dog?
Dolphin.
It does.
I don't what?
No, dog.
And then over here is
Oh,
where
yeah,
the
yeah. Like
over
right
here is where the Orave would be. Where those 5
I can't
fractals
see you
are gathered.
pinging.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
I'm
me
pinging on
neither.
Jailer. Hang on. There we go.
Ah, yeah.
Okay, the Orve
then
is
Finn-
hopping.
Is this the
You're-
glass eye?
Sorry?
Is this the glass eye?
No.
No.
That's what I thought too. Yeah.
Glass Eye would be. Let me pull up a pointer here. Let's make sure it's broadcasting. Last side would be way north this way.
Way up there.
Way
Oh,
off
in
the map.
Or off the edge of the map.
Off the edge of the map.
So this is the next
Wait.
Cove, correct?
Correct. That's the Nexenkov. This is the area where Finn grew up, and then you can see.
And what the fuck is this?
What the fuck is that, man? I don't know. That
looks
wasn't there
like-
before
it's like
the world
Superior.
ended.
I'm
But then
starting
here
to think-
is
Superior.
here are
the
those
Hudson
three
Bay.
fractals, kind of in the area in your region
I'm
of the
starting
world.
to think that family is
Suspicious.
not okay.
Oh no, Finn.
Suspicious.
Suspicious. So you guys, there's a lot of world to uncover.
Thank you for this present.
Thank you, David. Yeah,
This
David.
is so cool.
Also,
I'm glad you
like
guys
this,
like it.
It's a kudos.
this fucking map is very like Dragon Quest. You know what I mean?
Ooh,
like,
yeah,
very
yeah, yeah.
Early like fucking JRPG style. This
Yeah.
is sick.
Yeah. You guys are. I've been holding on to this one. I've been sitting on this one forever because it's like, well, I'm not gonna drop it until the players like actually find a way to like see a map, and you guys fucking nailed it last time. So
Oh,
I
I didn't have it ready and
So this
uploaded on
is what we
Roll20 for
found.
you. So this is what you guys found last session when you guys called up a
thing.
copy of the map when you asked it to hold up a
Oh,
map
I
of the
just
continent.
noticed this too. Wait, where's the ping? This one?
Ping.
Where's ping? How do I ping?
The top. Just select.
Oh yeah.
Where's
okay.
Moldon Ordon?
Over here?
Well done or
This
done.
is a big skull.
Yes,
big
there's a
skeleton.
big skeleton there. Big old skelly.
Cool.
And then Muldan or Don would be about here in this mountain range here.
Thereabouts?
Yeah.
Okay.
Frog Grove would have been down here.
Down there.
And these are the deserts. The desert or jungle?
Dog,
this
this
is the
slap.
this is the desert. This is the
Yeah.
savannah where you would have been from.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Right here. And then the ironwood is like thereabouts.
Ironwood. There's actually a small little mesa right over here.
Just
I
a
mean, I say
tiny
a small mesa, but again, these
Little
cells are
mesa.
12 miles, 12 mile hexes.
Right.
So
in
that
the
is
grand scheme.
in the grand scheme. These things are fucking
Nice
enormous.
I love the
things are huge.
texture of this map.
Yeah.
We
Like-
got deep Pangea'd.
Yep.
Oh, my
Yep. Yep. It basically just kind of.
Damn.
So, you guys have all sorts of things to explore. A whole broken world for you guys to explore as we go forward. But first, we'll see what the fuck happens in Dameril. We know Zodic might be or may not be affected by you guys defeating Prana Trufan. Farryn is being courted by a creepy captain pirate guy, and
Well-
Courted? Is that what's happening?
yeah, let me.
Yo,
Didn't I get
Magnus is trying
didn't
to
I
get
tell you I got a
celebrity,
nat
dude.
20 on diplomacy to court? And
Farron's
then
like, who the fuck is looking at me through this window?
yeah, who's this
Don't
creepy
look at me.
motherfucker looking at me like waving at you through the window? And I would say, I mean, you haven't run into a lot of like humanoids. Most of them are fish folk, which are humanoids, I guess. And then Cress and Finn, you guys are looking through some items. You found quite a few. I'll go ahead. I'll send you that list. Minus the conch. I think you guys pretty much have everything identified.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, we'll work on that conch when we're not traumatized, which will
There
be
you go.
never. But we'll keep
Right.
working on it.
Well, this is my support conch. I look at it when I'm down.
My emotional
I-
support conch.
It's
I
so
listen
hard.
to it when I want to go home.
It's
Oh,
so hard right now
God.
because it's Cress having a fucking nom flashback. Like they hear the ocean and they're like,
Oh.
Mama?
They don't know.
Finn,
Never
swaddle
mind.
me. Please swaddle me.
I
Well,
don't think they have any mom memories.
yeah, that's true. They don't have too many.
Maybe.
Well, we'll see. We can unpack this as we go. Guys, we're going to call it here for tonight. We will pick up with Unearthed Inheritance again in a couple of weeks before we head out. My fantastic players, if I could have you guys say who you are, where folks can find you, all that good stuff. We'll start with Button.
Hello, I'm Button. I am Blue Button on social media. My pronouns are they, them. So are Cress's, and so are Echinaccia's over on Known Realms Telesh on the Tales Archive channel. And you can also find me next Saturday, the 16th, playing in the Astral Academy campaign, which is also Pathfinder2e, and Cerise's pronouns are also they, them. Whee! Who's next?
Alec.
Finn.
Alec.
"Hi everybody, my name is
Oh, you're
Al,
doing
my
Finn
pronouns
voice.
are- That's what he sounds like to you! Hi, everybody. My name is Alec. My pronouns are he, him. You can find me all places on the internet at Tales Archived. I have been playing your out of sorts Jotun blood fighter Finn Reese today. And you can find me over at twitch.tv/Tales Archived, as I am the archivist for Known Realms to Lesh, and I will be captaining a pirate-themed campaign that'll be very fun, launching soon. Wink over to Hannah.
Hey y'all, I'm Hannah. I've been playing Farryn in this little section of this campaign. And you can find me on Instagram, Hannah May Hooray. Also, tune in tomorrow morning for the replay of Sandsea Saga right here on Stealthy Elf Productions, streaming at 10 a.m. Central Time. Hope to chat with you then. Back to you, David.
Hey guys, my name is David. I've been your GM this evening. You can catch me here at Stealthy Elf as the GM of Unearthed Inheritance, as well as the GM of Sandsea Saga, the sibling campaign set in the same world, same timeline, just different part of it. You can also catch me over at Known Realms to Lesh, or at Tales Archive, in the Known Realms to Lesh campaign, playing Whistle, the Hobgoblin Fighter. All right. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for watching. We hope to see you around again. And bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.